Good morning. My name is Alexa Hornick, and I'll be conducting a brand positioning analysis for Adidas. In order to establish Adidas's brand positioning, its frame of reference will be first highlighted, which will include a discussion of the target market and competition. Following this, an analysis based on the brand's points of parity and points of difference will be made, along with a brand equity analysis, and finally, recommendations based upon problems identified throughout the critical analysis. Adidas's core target market consists of men and women aged 15 to 35, belonging to both Generation Y and Z, who range from professional or community athletes to any individual looking to integrate sports within their lives. This demographic is widely dispersed across Australia, predominantly residing within inner and central areas of capital cities, where they are within the vicinity of their school, university, or workplace. With a blend of students and industry workers within this market, there is a contrast between their average yearly earnings, with those within their teenage years relying upon their parents' salary of Generation X, students at university earning less than $20,000, and full-time employees earning on average $80,000 per year. The explosion of sportswear, apparel, and footwear amongst this market has resulted through the immersion of health, casualization, and fashion trends. These consumers value their health and well-being, leading to increased participation in moderate physical activities such as walking, running, yoga, and going to the gym rather than competitive sports, thereby increasing the demand for industry products and contributing to the rise in athleisure. Additionally, as broader definitions of casual attire become acceptable, especially within offices and workplaces, consumers have incorporated sports apparel and footwear into their everyday wear and utilise it as a fashion statement and streetwear. Many of these customers have incorporated athleisure into their daily wear while running errands, grocery shopping, and going to brunch, expanding upon the occasion and frequency of these products. These consumers are early adopters of the newest fashion and are likely to become loyal to a particular brand due to their novelty-seeking behaviour that motivates them to try new products and brands constantly. They are largely motivated by and concerned about what others think of them, pressured by incorporating new stylistic trends such as sportwear into their wardrobes as a way to conform with their social group, but also value fashion as a way to express themselves, their ideal persona, and stand out. Women, in particular, are using sportswear as a way of symbolically associating themselves with this wellness lifestyle and to project an image that they are healthy, fit, and athletic. This has resulted in brands like Adidas creating activewear that meets performance requirements such as improving ability and comfort and incorporating a stylish flair, allowing these fashion-conscious consumers to look and feel their best on and off the field of play. Although this market is into trying the latest and greatest, they are skeptical of brands that outwardly try to be perceived as hip and trendy or one of them, and act as a barrier to credibility and loyalty. Instead, they value authenticity, appreciating brands that stay true to their history, which highlights a sense of transparency and trust that the brand is sincere and true to themselves. Technology has embodied their lives as digital natives, allowing for instant access and sharing of information and global consumption of cultural and social trends in a borderless world. They are continuously connected to social media at all hours. Instagram, in particular, has become the main source of inspiration and news on upcoming fashion trends, shaped by users rather than brands. These sportswear fanatics weigh their opinion and word of mouth from their friends and peers more heavily in their purchase decisions rather than those messages originating from the brand. Therefore, these consumers find user-generated content more trustworthy and are more skeptical towards brand claims. With a future-oriented mindset, Adidas's target market has a firm belief that as consumers, they should actively contribute to the betterment of the world in which they live. As such, these consumers possess positive perceptions and attitudes towards companies who incorporate socially responsible business practices and develop sustainable offerings. They are highly likely to select and pay extra for these sustainable offerings, however, only once the preconditions of quality and affordable price are met. Adidas has enjoyed a very high level of brand recognition and recall amongst this target market, reflecting upon the salience as its mega brand status alongside Nike within the sportswear industry. Adidas also possesses several strong favorable product-related associations. These associations are essentially tied to the brand's heritage, with over 70 years of operational history within the industry and its ongoing ability to consistently deliver products that are underpinned by quality, innovativeness, and fashionability. Adidas competes under the umbrella of the sportswear industry against direct competitors such as Nike, Puma, Asics, Lululemon, and Under Armour. Within this frame in Australia, Nike is the market leader and Adidas's fiercest competitor with 11.4% market share, followed by Adidas at 7%. Few factors are separating Nike and Adidas, with both brands targeting the same audience and offering similar product ranges covering an exhaustive list of sports categories and lifestyle ranges. Both brands are positioned as a luxury sportswear brand competing with a similar price range. However, Adidas is regularly perceived as offering better value for money at a slightly lower price point. They both enjoy high recognition, recall, and favorable brand images amongst the aforementioned target market, and utilize similar and popular tactics in their marketing programs, such as celebrity endorsements, sports event sponsorships, and messages claiming to possess the winning edge. Additionally, many non-sports companies are taking advantage of health and athleisure trends and the subsequent growth of the industry by creating their own sportswear lines and thereby further fragmenting the market. These include indirect competitors such as Inditex, which owns Zara, Fast Retail & Co. that owns Uniqlo, and H&M, who operate within the general apparel and footwear industry, representing an additional frame of reference to which Adidas competes. Again, Nike is the market leader, followed by Adidas, Zara, Uniqlo, and H&M. These corporations possess a risk to Adidas by retailing at a lower price point and have the potential to steal customers, especially within Generation Z who earn lower salaries. However, consumers are becoming less patient with fast fashion retailers and their social and environmental impact, slowing the growth of these corporations as consumers become further informed and opt for brands that are implementing sustainability initiatives like Adidas. Luxury brands are also undertaking brand extensions to take advantage of these trends, such as Gucci, Fendi, Louis Vuitton, and Supreme. There is sustained growth within the second-hand apparel and footwear category as consumers such as Generation Z opt for these reduced exclusive and vintage products, especially Adidas, who are unable to afford these items at their full retail price. These include brands such as Depop, The Real Real, Poshmark, and ThredUp. Adidas is considering expanding to this category by creating its own platform to take advantage of this growth, retain its second-hand stock, and align with its sustainability initiatives, as second-hand clothing is expected to account for 33% of consumers' wardrobes by 2030 in the US market. Adidas's positioning has been framed as follows. To athletes and fitness enthusiasts aged 15 to 35 who desire to look and feel their best on and off the field of play, Adidas is the sportswear brand that enhances their inner confidence because of its historical and long-standing dedication to innovative product design and style, done the best for the best since inception. Sustainability has become a crucial factor in the operation output of brands as the apparel industry has evolved to become one of the world's greatest polluters and water wasters. As evidenced by research, consumers have become increasingly aware of the emergence of consumption-related environmental issues. Consequently, they have become further informed and cautious in their product search and consideration, favouring and pressuring companies to produce sustainable products, while using their wallets to contribute to the betterment of their environment for future generations. Therefore, in current times, sustainable practices have become a category point of parity, a requirement to be recognised and perceived as a legitimate player, as these expectations placed upon brands have evolved to become a social licence to operate. Adidas has consolidated its position as a good choice amongst environmentally conscious consumers, with the brand centering its strategy and purpose on sustainability, stating through sport, the brand has the power to change lives in the world in which they live. Since 2015, Adidas has partnered with Parley for the Ocean and has manufactured shoes using new fabrics made from recycled polyester and marine plastic waste, producing more than 15 million at the conclusion of 2020. By 2024, the brand aims to solely use recycled polyester in all products, and by 2050 to achieve climate neutrality for all activities, including its supply chain. An additional category, point of parity, requires players to offer a variety of products for various exercising and day-to-day activities, styles, and inclusive sizing for the perfect fit for both men and women. A common competitive point of parity within this industry that creates highly desirable results amongst consumers are celebrity partnerships and endorsements. Such communication tactics allows the brand to achieve heightened brand recall and recognition, along with favorable associations, attitudes, and purchase intentions, as the endorser imbues the brand with desirable symbolic traits, which are passed on to the consumers who wish to acquire those values, self-image, and aspirational lifestyles. Specifically, this has included athletes, designers, luxury fashion houses, and musicians such as Kanye West, Stella McCartney, Pharrell Williams, Beyonce, David Beckham, and Lionel Messi for Adidas to reach a wider audience. Similarly, their closest competitor, Nike, also employs the most prestigious group of ambassadors and collaborators shown below. This creates hype around these brands and may establish associations around the brands such as fashionable, elitism, high performance, and innovation. Event sponsorships are also frequently utilised amongst industry players, representing another competitive point of parity, achieving similar outcomes as endorsers, such as heightened recall and recognition, favourable attitudes and associations. Adidas in particular is the official partner of the men and women's FIFA World Cup, a major sponsor at the Olympic Games, and sponsors many other football events such as the UEFA Champions League, whereas Nike focuses more on sponsoring individuals and teams, but does organise marathons around the world, such as the Nike's Women's Race Series. Again, associations linked to these events may transfer to the brand, such as elitism and high performance. Technical innovation had been established as a point of a difference originally for Adidas, rooted in its founders' commitment to enhancing athletic performance since the brand's inception through creations such as the spiked athletic track shoe, screw-in studs for football boots, and the Telstar soccer ball. The brand has continued its innovation, particularly through its footwear line, developing its Boost technology to provide energy return for runners, future natural shoes, 3D modeled precisely to feel like an extension of the body to allow for freer movement in basketball, and sustainable developments such as the future Craft.Loop, made from 100% recyclable materials. However, Nike has been successful in leveraging this point of difference to turn the pursuit of athletic innovation into a point of parity through their own unique approaches to help consumers perform at their best, making product performance, innovation, and development key aspects for competition. Both brands work directly in collaboration with advisory boards of athletes, coaches, and trainers, alongside leading sports science specialists throughout product research and development. Some of Nike's most noteworthy innovations include their air soles, Flyknit, and fly leather recyclable materials. Adidas's key point of difference lies within its substantial history, serving as the creator brand or original inventor of the sporting goods industry as the oldest sportswear company worldwide through the establishment and continuance today of Adidas's commitment to enhancing athletic performance through cutting-edge innovation. With this, the brand is built and positioned to create trends and modernizations of sportswear for athletes in everyday exercises, rather than as a follower. The utilization of heritage to highlight how the brand has consistently stood at the forefront of innovation allows Adidas to differentiate itself amongst the crowded marketplace, uncontested amongst competitors as the oldest company and its founder, the original inventor of the industry. In particular, this will allow the brand to distance itself further from Nike, which has become similar within their approach to product development and how they portray themselves. To illustrate this distinction in history, Nike was founded in 1971, while Adidas had already celebrated its 50-year milestone of inventions. The point of difference is deliverable and feasible, as Adidas's commitment is built within the core of the Adidas brand and his story, and is authentic to what the brand has always stood for. The point of difference is desirable amongst the target market, who value brands that remain true and authentic to their history, along with their perceptions of expertise and trust, which surrounds the products and the brand from this established knowledge. Such associations in response to leveraging the brand's heritage may include trustworthiness, expertise, dedication, leader, and inventor. The following brand equity analysis uses the dollar-based metric measure to reveal brand commitment by analysing brand switching behaviour of consumers when price changes are made between two competitors, Adidas and Nike. In conducting this exercise, 5 participants belonging to the target market were questioned on their brand preference at 20% price intervals. 2 products representative of the brands were chosen from their respective footwear categories, the Adidas Superstar and the Nike Air Force 1, both listed at $150 online with no price adjustments made. Here, Adidas is favoured with a 60% market share. At the first price increase for Adidas at $172.50, we can see that there is a 40% reduction in market share, illustrating that there is some degree of brand equity with a 20% share. However, the brand is unable to raise its prices dramatically to be considered. Once the price has increased past this point from $198.38 onwards, Adidas continues with a 0% market share, with all customers switching to Nike. This demonstrates that there is a relatively low level of brand loyalty, and superiority wanes quickly once the price has been raised beyond a 20% increase. Adidas's efforts have benefited the brand through consumer judgments and preferences by integrating sustainability at the core of the business, and aims to be named the most sustainable sportswear company worldwide by 2024 through its recycling initiatives. However, this element should not be relied upon as a point of difference, as consumers expect all brands within the sportswear and wider apparel and footwear industry to initiate reform across their supply chains and product offerings to centre on sustainability and environmentally friendly practices. Therefore, within society, sustainability is increasingly becoming a category point of parity and a social licence to operate. And as a consequence, it will not be considered unique or defendable if Adidas relied solely on this factor to provide it with a competitive edge. Adidas should focus on leveraging its heritage as a point of difference to a greater extent, as it serves as a way to highlight its ongoing technical innovation throughout its 70-year history as the leader and creator of the sporting goods industry. This will assist in reigniting Adidas as the innovation leader, currently neutralized as a point of parity by Nike, and will emerge as a point of differentiation that is defendable amongst all brands within the sports industry as the oldest player and museum-filled inventions that have shaped the sports we play today. It is deliverable as this ambition sits within the core of the brand, since its founders pledged to provide athletes with the best possible equipment and his story, remaining true and authentic to what the brand has always stood for, but is not currently being fully utilised. Therefore, Adidas should emphasise this further to bolster its position within the minds of consumers as an innovation leader, using its past as a testimony. Lastly, it is inadvisable for Adidas to expand into the second-hand clothing and footwear market by creating its own platform to create an additional revenue stream, retain second-hand stock, and push forward its goal of becoming a sustainability champion. This initiative may risk and degrade the current premium positioning of the brand and may confuse the market by creating a negative correlational point of parity by offering both premium and affordable product offerings. Thank you.